right? So we are spiritual beings living in this body. But we still live in this body, and this body is a physical piece of, it's physical, it's energy. That's really what it is. It's all energy, right? And a lot of us are dealing with all of these thoughts, all of these emotions, and a lot of them are just negative, right? So how can we stop this? Ultimately, you have to raise up your vibration. You have to raise up your energy, right? That's fire. We have to raise up our energy. And how is this done? So VG posted a video about Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? Because that's all he does. So Dr. Joe Dispenza was about to, he wasn't about to die. He got into a bad car accident, and he was paralyzed from, I believe, like the neck down or something like that, or maybe his chest down. And the doctor told him, you need to get this surgery, but your life is never going to be the same. Now, he was someone who was into sports. He was into running. He was doing a lot of stuff. He was like, nah, I can't see myself not being able to do that. I'm not going to take the surgery. And then he started to ask himself questions. He said, I know that there is a divine force, and this divine force causes our hearts to beat, right? It causes us to breathe in and out without us thinking. It causes everything in this world to happen perfectly, right? So he knew that if you get a cut on your arm and it heals itself, then maybe my body can heal itself, right? Maybe I can somehow communicate and talk to this divine force, all right? And I can tell it how I want my body to look, my spine to look, and maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll do it, right? So for like 2 straight weeks, he was just trying to meditate. He would close his eyes and he would just start trying to meditate, and he would try to visualize, right? But he said that he was having a lot of trouble. He was trying to visualize, and then every time, and when he was visualizing, he was literally watching himself sculpt a new spine. All right, he was sculpting a new spine. But then he said the negative thoughts would come and take over, and then he had to snap out of it and restart over and over and over and over again for about, I believe, 7 or 2 weeks. And then he just, something just clicked, right? And all of the negative thoughts and all of that disappeared. And he was just able to see and visualize. And next thing you know, within like a month, he was perfect, able to walk. All right? And then he told himself, if I was able to do that, then what are the possibilities? I need to figure this out. I need to spend the rest of my life figuring this out. How does this work? What's the science behind this, right? And what's happened to me? So he did that. And his whole life has been based on that, and then teaching other people how to do exactly that, right? So y'all, study, look up she actually posted a meditation video, right? Do that. Watch it, do it, practice it. Because a lot of us are dealing with our personality, right? We're dealing with the programming that is within us. We're dealing with who we think we are when that's not who we are. If there's something you don't like about yourself, you don't have to deal with that. You just have to tap in to a certain level of your brain. You have to tap into your subconscious. You have to tap into the spirit realm and tap into your energy, right? So that you can start to shift things in that place, and God will make it happen. All right? God will start to heal you. All right? Things will happen. So ultimately, if you have any trouble visualizing, meditate. Now, this is what happens when we meditate, right? And this is what happens throughout the day. This is what happens in our life. Our mind is in control of us, right? We are not in control of our mind. Our mind is in control of us, right? The problem with a lot of us is that, the thinking, right? The problem is the beginning and ending of suffering is the thinking. All good and bad that happens in your life is from the thinking, right? But we're not, a lot of us are not even in control of the thinking, right? So what happens is our brain is a receiver. Our brain is like a car radio, right? And you can tune it to whatever frequency you want to be on, okay? Now, depending on what frequency it's tuned to is exactly what thoughts you're going to be receiving, right? So thoughts are a noun. Thoughts are just things, ideas that come from the divine. But depending on what frequency you're on, okay, all depends on, or depending on what frequency you're on, is going to tell you, that's the thoughts that you're going to get. All right. So real quick, I want to show you guys this thing that I always go back to all the time. I look at this all the time whenever my energy is a little low, and I know my energy is low based on my emotions, right? If I have an emotion of anger or emotion of a sad emotion or depressed or anxiety, right? Or just if I have thoughts of not wanting to do anything, that right there is telling me I am on a low frequency. I'm on a low vibration, all right? And so we have to think of the frequency that we are on as the frequency of a radio. And depending on what frequency we're on is the thoughts we're going to be receiving from the divine, from the spirit realm. Give me 1 second. Let me try to share this. Alright, so real quick, I want to show you guys this, right? So, if you look on the left, right, there's numbers. These are frequencies, okay? Now, this is all... I can't see your screen, Brittany. Can anyone else see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, you might have to get out and get back in, because sometimes that stuff like that happens. Because I know last week some people couldn't hear other people, and then some people couldn't see things. And when they got out and came back in, it worked. So remember, your brain is a receiver, just like a radio, right? And the left are the frequencies that you can live on, right? This is where your spirit can be on. You can either be in a high spirit or a low spirit. Your energy can be on a high place or in a low place, okay? This is the thing. A lot of us have, things in our past that we held in, right? Some of us had some traumas from when we were younger, or whatever happened in your past, right? Depending on how you perceive that situation, that energy came into you and it stood there, right? So let's say something happened really bad and it gave you grief, sadness, regret, depression, right? That energy was within you. If you still don't understand what happened in the past, and you don't or you haven't let that go, right? That is still within you. So what's happening is a lot of us we're first ignorant, right? We're first ignorant to what's really happening within us, right? Because when you close your eyes and you tell yourself not to think, which we can try right now. We're gonna try in 1 second, right? If you close your eyes and you tell yourself, don't think, and you just sit there, next thing you know, thoughts are just going to pop into your head. Why? Because again, you're not in control of what thoughts come to you. Okay? You're in control of what do you do with those thoughts. Am I going to sit there and ponder on them, or am I going to let this go? The thing is we've been so attached to these thoughts and to the thinking that we are not even in control of the pondering and thinking after this thought comes. It just happens, right? For a lot of us, this stuff just happens. But if you have any of these emotions, these lower frequency energy within you, and it's still in there from something in the past, every time you close your eyes and try not to think, your body automatically wants to raise up to a high place, right? Our body automatically wants to vibrate at a high place. Depending on what we keep in us, depending on what we watch with our eyes, what we listen to with our ears, what we say out of our mouth, and what we put into our mouth, food, right? Our frequency can fluctuate. But let's say you stop eating, you stop watching TV, you fast, right? When you fast, this is what happens. Your body automatically, naturally wants to raise up to the highest of high frequencies. It wants to be in a high, amazing place. But what happens? Your thoughts start to take over. Your thoughts all these negative things that from the past start to come. And instead of letting it go, we ponder on it. So it stays within us. It doesn't leave. It stays within us. And because it's still within us, we are stuck in these lower places. All right. So, number one, our brain is a receiver. Thoughts come to us based on what frequency we are currently on, right? And then, if we are not detached from the thoughts and thinking, our brain will just start thinking. You'll just start thinking and not even realize you were thinking, right? Which is where VG earlier was saying, how Dr. Joe Dispenza says that we have, Vijay, can you repeat that? You said how many thoughts every hour, I believe you said?
No, in 1 minute.
1 minute.
We have 11 million thoughts, out of which we're only aware of 40 of them.
Y'all, that's wild. All right.
So
And
99.997% of our reality is coming from those thoughts that we're not even aware of. It's directly coming from subconscious mind.
yes. All right. So this is why meditation is key. Because when you meditate, not only can you tap into your subconscious, you can reprogram your subconscious. You can really slow down those thoughts and take over the thoughts and start creating thoughts for yourself. All right. So thought, your brain is a receiver, right? You're receiving these thoughts from the divine, but then we start to ponder on these thoughts. All right. You start to ponder on these thoughts. We start to just think about whatever it is that came into our mind, right? Like, for instance, let's say you get a thought of, man, I have to edit this video later on, right? That's just a thought that popped into your head. That honestly, that's probably God reminding you, hey, make sure you do this. But then we start to think about that thought. Oh, but then I got to do this and I got to do that. Oh, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. Maybe I can do it later. All of that thinking is what causes your suffering, our suffering. All right. If we just were aware of that thought and we're like, okay, I got to do that. Let it go. Bam. And just don't think. Be aware. Right. And on another level, if you can become so aware that you can feel your heartbeat. Right. At that point, you are no longer your body. You are your spirit. Right. You are the awareness that's aware of your heart beating. Your heart is the physical body. Right. You being aware of your heartbeat, that's you being your spirit now. The longer you can operate from that place where you are just aware of everything, right? Now you're not operating in your body. You're operating in your spirit, right? That's the best place to be. When you can learn how to operate from your spirit and not your body, that's a beautiful place. Whenever you catch yourself too busy thinking, too busy involved in the thoughts up here, right? And no imagination, no pictures especially, or if you do have pictures on your imagination or videos, they're negative. Remember this, that you're on a lower frequency, so I need to raise up my frequency. How do I raise up my frequency? There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Number one is just stop thinking. Become aware of whatever thoughts are here. Let them go. And then just be present. That's what it is. Be present. Be present in this moment. Because the more you are present, the more you can live by your spirit. The more you can just sense your energy. All of that negative stuff is going to disappear automatically. And the more of this low frequency energy that leaves, the more room for all of this up here. You will just immediately raise up. All right. And when you raise up, your imagination will start to activate on a whole nother level. And when you can do that, then you can spend time in the present moment. And then you can see something in your head. Right. So that is right there is having like a conversation with God. All right. When you can sit still and be present and then tell God something through your imagination, like, God, let's do this. Or I want this. I want to experience this in my life. I want this to happen in the next week. Whatever it is. I want someone to call me. I want this person to be healed. I'm showing God that through my imagination. And then I start to speak it too. I say, this is about to happen. Right? Because our words are also vibrations. So if I'm saying the right stuff, God is able to hear that. God doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak Spanish, Japanese, none of that. He speaks energy. He speaks your frequency. That's what he hears. He hears your tears. That's an emotion, right? So ultimately, the problem in life is that we are connected to our thoughts, right? We are too connected to our thinking. And because we are connected to our thinking, every thought that comes into our mind, we think it's us. Then we start pondering it. The second you start pondering it is the second it all goes downhill. All right. So I challenge everyone to meditate. Right now. Let's do it right now. We're going to watch. It's going to take 20 seconds. I promise you. Right. I want everyone that's on here. If you are like sitting down and you're not driving or you're not at work or something like that, try it. Right now we're going to try it. Tell yourself not to think. All right. and just sit here. And as you're sitting here, I want you to sense your breath going in your nose, because you can feel it. When you breathe in deep, that's another thing. Breath work is very key. Why? Because the air is oxygen, it's spirit, it's life. Right? In the Bible, the word spirit is ruach. That word really means breath, wind, spirit. All right, so as you're taking in deep breaths, you're breathing in the breath of God. You're breathing in spirit. You're breathing in energy, right? High vibrational energy. That's what you're breathing in. Great things, right? So breathe all the way in deep and then let it out slowly through your nose. And just continue to do that. But sense and feel that the wind going up your nose. All right, so do that. Remember, don't think. Just sense your nose and the breath going in your nose. And if your mind starts to think automatically, I want everyone to snap out of it and then internally say, thinking, I let you go, and go back to sensing your nose. We're going to do this for a little bit, and I'll let you know when to stop. See, I sense my heart. I sense my heartbeat. And I can sense all of this energy on top of my forehead. I can just sense it all. Ruach HaKodesh. I love that. All right. Who was able to do that and not have any thoughts pass through their mind? Or if you did pass through your mind, that's fine, right? The goal isn't always to stop thinking, but the goal is to be aware of your thoughts and not to be attached to it. Because a lot of times we're just attached to it and then we go do, right? We're reacting. Instead of being aware, we're too busy reacting. Why? Because we're so attached to them. It's like they're us. We are thinking when we're not, right? It's just happening. Exactly. That's the key. Right? For me, when I'm sitting here, I'm so aware of my body, right? That now it's like my thoughts are out here and I can see them, I can hear them. If it's something that I want to interact with, I can, right? And most of the time, because especially when you're on a high vibration, it's really just you and the Most High, right? It's really just you and God. So as you're sitting there so still, right, you can hear what is coming from the divine. And it's like a conversation. And that happens too. The key, my brother, is to get you. This is the key, right? You want to let go of your body. You want to let go of the environment. And you want to let go of time. If you can let go of each three of those, if each one of those things do not stop you from moving, do not take your attention, because again, that's reacting. We need to just become aware, right? When we are aware, so for instance, you heard your son moving, right? Which is fine, right? But did you react to it? Did you move? Did you open your eyes and then go look, right? That's number one. Get so detached from your environment that stuff, you get to a point where it doesn't even exist. Body relaxed. That's exactly what happens. Listen, the more you can focus on your heart, this is what happens too, right? A lot of times you'll focus on your heart and then you'll start to feel anxiety. Remember, it's all just energy, right? Where's anxiety? Number 100, right? It's all energy. So, yes, that energy of anxiety is creeping up, and now it's around the heart. So that'll scare you for a second. But if you just know that, hey, none of this can hurt me, none of this can touch me, it's a lie, and this energy can leave now, that's it. Keep focusing on that heart. The anxiety will literally dissolve. You'll even feel lighter sometimes. If you are dealing with a lot of trauma and a lot of pain from past, it's heavy. That stuff is heavy, literally heavy. And you will feel it leave through your tears, through your sweat. You might get very hot. And I'm like, man, why am I getting so hot? Right? No, the energy is trying to leave. That's so dumb. Right? So, the more you focus on your heart, right? All of that energy, negative stuff within you is going to raise up. Right? The key is when it manifests in your thinking, let it go. Detach from the thoughts, snap out of it, be like thinking, I let go. One thing I like to do is internally, I just be thanking God. Right? So even though I'm focused on my breath, I'll thank God a couple times. I'm like, thank you internally, but then I'll stop, right? Because again, I don't want no thoughts, nothing happening up here. I want presence. I want to be present. I want to be sensing. That's what I want. I want to be sensing. I want to be aware. I want to feel without it bothering me, without it moving me, without nothing, right? Just be still. Focus on that heartbeat. Take some massive deep breaths and let it out slowly over and over and over and over again. You can do this for a whole hour if you want to. I could tell you, if you can do that for a straight hour, you will be on another level. Your spirit might come out of your body. I'm being dead serious. You will be like so high in the spirit, so high in God, it'll just be crazy, right? But just be still, right? The key is to become aware of the thoughts that come. Remember, thought is noun, thinking is the action. We do not want to think, and when the thought comes, we need to either let it go or write it down, right? Because once you let go of all the lower frequency energy like anxiety, your body will raise up to this creative place, right? And in that creative place, 99% of your thoughts should be good, right? It's up to you to say, I like that one. Let me write that down. And then let go, right? And then, because you have this thought written down, like this idea, man, I got a thought to, I should get up and I should make some calls, right? If you get a thought after meditating to go make calls, I guarantee you there's a deal waiting for you. That is God saying, hey, let's go. There's a certain thing called living in the flow, right? God has a flow for you. A flow that is divine and that just works. But you have to tap into it, right? Because that's a spiritual place. God is spirit. God ain't down here in this physical. We are blessed to have a spirit and this physical body because we get to experience this world. We get to experience the journey from now to this goal manifesting. We get to experience all of that. That's a blessing. Everything is happening for us, not to us, right? So everything is just perception. Every thought that comes to us, we need to perceive it in a good place. If it's very hard to perceive it in a good place, there's a good chance we are living with one of these negative energy, or not negative, but lower frequency energies within us, right? You will know that by how you feel. If you feel one of those ways, you got to meditate and sense that heart of yours, right? Sense where your energy is. My wife was meditating last week, and she said, man, I can really sense my energy by my knees. It just so happened she was feeling a little depressed, and I was like, that's what I was trying to explain to you, because I also have this picture, right? Let me show you something real quick. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, when hold on, where is that? Is everyone following me so far? Don't worry, we're definitely going to get to some questions and I'll answer whatever you guys have.
Brandon, quickly, 11
Uh-huh.
million thoughts per second. And I put the link to his talk where he explains that in the channel.
Beautiful. Everyone, please make sure you guys are clicking and saving these links that VG posted. This stuff is great stuff. This guy, I'm telling you, he's a beast, and he will help a lot of you. First things first. Do not think, right, that I'm not a believer in the Bible, because I am. I learned most of this in my Bible, in my closet, before I learned about Dr. Joe Dispenza or any of that. God was teaching me so much in my closet in 2017, 18, right? I would go in there with my Bible, and he would say, go to this chapter, go to this book, go read this, go do that, go do this, go do that. There was one day, I'm like, Father, I want to know how to interpret dreams. I'm having all these dreams. I don't know what they mean. He said, go read Daniel, chapter 1 and chapter 2. I did. Y'all, go read Daniel chapter 1 and chapter 2. Daniel thought it disrespectful to eat anything but fruits and vegetables. He thought he was disrespecting God by eating anything else. People think Daniel fasted and he ate fruits and vegetables. No. That was his life. That was also Jesus' life. Someone came up to Jesus and he said, hey, Jesus, you haven't eaten in so long. Here's a meal. He was like, I don't need that. I get my word from the mouth of God. All right? Well, if you break that down, God is spirit, right? The word is God. God is spirit. Ultimately, Jesus is saying, I get my energy from the spirit realm. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. If you meditate and you hold your hands like this, my dominant hand is my right hand. So this one doesn't even really matter. The non-dominant hand, my left hand, I can feel it right now. If you hold it like this, you are in the receiving mode right now. I can literally feel energy going through my body. This happened to me in 2019, I believe. I was in my living room sitting down praying. It's like 1 a.m. And I kept hearing the Spirit tell me, continue to pray. Don't stop. Don't stop. Right? I'm over here. So what happens to me is when I get into this zone, I'll start seeing flashes, people's faces. And I know, man, I got to pray for this person. As I'm praying, it's like I can hear through the thoughts. Because again, I know that's not me anymore. Right? So I know God speaks through my thoughts. And because I know it's not me, now I can hear God. Understand? So I kept getting pictures of people and I kept knowing what I need to pray for them for. But I started to feel tired. He kept telling me to go and I kept feeling tired. I'm like, Father, I feel tired. He said, turn your left hand like this. The second I did that, I felt a tingling. I can feel it now. It hasn't stopped to this day. A tingling, right? And I felt the energy just going into my hand, into my heart, and I felt wide awake. Wide awake. All right? That's how they be receiving energy from God. That's the strength of God. Yo, God is spirit. We are spirit. You are not just this body. You are a ball of energy. And if you know science, energy, our body is energy. It's made up of, at the smallest molecule, atoms. Well, atoms are 99% empty space. What is empty space? The air that we're looking at right now. That's what we are. We are spirit. We are energy. Right? We are a ball. And it can be manipulated. You can move it. You can do whatever you want with it. Good or bad. That's why some of the evil people in this world know this. They know everything starts in our mind, which is why they're showing us nothing but evil on social media. Because they know that if we're all consuming this and it's going into us, then nothing but bad stuff will manifest on this earth. But that's all the plan, right? Because ultimately, this is what's going to happen. Every ounce of evil is going to perish. Why? Because they're going to kill themselves. And then peace, joy, love is going to reign for 1,000 years. Anyways, that's besides the fact. Yo, so right here, right? Your energy, if you can sense it, if you can feel where the majority of your energy is, that tingling, that you can feel it. Sometimes when you get really big in meditation, it'll feel like heat, right? Fear, grief, empathy, guilt, it's at your feet. If you are dealing with any of this stuff and you just so happen to always shake your legs all the time, right? Or you're laying down and you're just always moving your feet, always moving your leg, there's a good chance it's because you have built up energy near your feet. You have built up energy near your knees, your legs, right? You have this stuff built up. That's why grounding is amazing. All right, going and walking on grass, walking barefooted. I love doing this. I love to go sunbathe, right? I'll sit on a chair, I'll sunbathe, and my feet is on the floor, right? So not only am I receiving massive amounts of energy from the sun, I'm letting go of all of this low frequency energy through my feet. Next thing you know, I'll start sweating from the top, all right? Everything down there is like letting go. And I just feel amazing. I feel light. I feel like I just raised up all the way. Now, there's music that vibrates at level 100, right? Is Lust on this? There's music that vibrates on every single frequency on there. And it's not just, see how, I love how it's purple. Purple's the highest. Color is literally just light vibrating at a certain frequency. Right? Music, there's certain beats. Even Kanye said it, that 808 drums vibrate very low. So when you listen to a lot of rap, a lot of music with really hard bass, unfortunately, it vibrates low. That's why the wealthiest wealthy people don't listen to music. They're watching podcasts or just not listening to anything. All right? They are always constantly aware and present. Because when you become aware and present, you can converse with the divine. And what happens when that happens? You get amazing divine ideas. Okay? So, ultimately, we need to sense our energy. Where is it at? Where is our spirit at? Is it in a high place, in a low place? If it's in a low place, we got to raise it up. We raise it up by not thinking, by letting go of everything in our past, by letting go of everything that's happening up here. Just let it go. Continue to focus on your breath and your heart. The more you focus on your heart, your energy will automatically rise up, right? And once it gets there, do not lower it. Do not lower it by speaking the wrong way. Do not lower it by eating the wrong foods. Do not lower it by watching TV or watching porn or watching, scary movies, right? Do not lower it by listening to the wrong music. Go play the piano. So I'm practicing the piano. I need to go back to practicing more. But as I was practicing, I learned that middle C, it's not called, it's middle C. Middle C is a frequency of like 4 something. Everything above that is on very high frequency. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play up here. And the more I would play up here, especially with my eyes closed, there came a point where it's like I felt this fire raising from just above my, my butt, right? Or my stomach. And it just started to raise up. It was like a fire that just came up. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is the stuff that I was hearing about and learning how music is literally frequency. It was literally raising me up to an amazing place. And once I was done, I was like, wow, I feel amazing. I feel like enlightenment, peace, love, joy, reason, accept all those good things. All right? That's why I started playing Panther. Brother, play on them high keys with your eyes closed. I promise you, you'll feel something divine happen to you. Right? And isn't this what they did in the Bible? David said all the time, I make up songs to you, to sing to you. They were playing instruments. They were doing this. All of this stuff helps you to raise your frequency. Right? It helps you to relieve yourself of all of the lower frequency energy and turn it into the high frequency energy. So, as you raise yourself up, right, as you let go of the thoughts, you're let going of suffering. Yes, Leah, me too. I don't even know if I'm a good singer or not, but I guarantee you when I sing to God, Lord, crazy things happen. To me, that's the fastest way for me to raise up my energy. My spirit will shoot up. The second I start singing love songs to God, it's a wrap. It really is. It's crazy. Me too. Every single night before I go to sleep, I put on 1 to 3 people. Dappy T Keys plays instrumental keys all day pretty much. William Augusta also has really good stuff. And then just high frequency music. You can ask Amazon, be like, can you put on some high frequency music? Next thing you know, you'll have these songs that are just waves or like keys or just, it's all high. right? And the more you meditate on that, you can literally feel things leave you. You can feel your energy raise. You can feel amazing. It's honestly, it's crazy, right? It really is. All of this stuff is key, y'all. The Bible's key. Jesus is key, all right? The Father's key. All of this stuff that a lot of the church calls the world is not the world. The world is the physical stuff. This is all spiritual. This energy, this stuff you can't see, right? No, we need all of this, y'all. We need to talk to some Hindus. We need to ask them, yo, how do you meditate, right? We need to talk to Muslims, right? You understand that Muslims spend a whole month putting their mind on God? People think, people say, oh no, Muslims worship Allah. No, Allah is God. Allah literally means God. I hope I don't offend any of you guys, but listen, in the Bible, the word God is from Elohim. Elohim means God in Hebrew. In Spanish, Dios means God, right? In Aramaic, Allah means God. They're all just different languages for the word God. Okay? So, Muslims spend a whole month praying 5 times to God with their mind on God constantly, forcing themselves to not eat or drink or have sex. Yes, thank you, Yeshua. Right? They all have keys. Christians should be doing that. The majority of Christians do not fast. Meanwhile, Jesus said, when you fast. There was disciples that couldn't kick out a devil from this guy. He said, only some of those come out through fasting and prayer. Right? There's each one of these religions. Buddhists, if you go and research what Buddhists actually do, Buddhists don't worship a man named Buddha. No. They get into a state of Buddha. And the state of Buddha is an enlightened place. It's a place where they're connected to the divine light. That's exactly what they call it. So each one of these religions have these secrets built into it. Yet the devil has split it all up. And now you have a church that lives in fear. Meanwhile, God said if you have a spirit of fear, it's a spirit. It's an energy. It's a low place. So many Christians I know are living in a low place. And we need to raise up. We need to raise up. We have to raise up. And there's a lot of secrets in the Bible. If you go into your Psalms, right? I love Psalms because Psalms were prayers to God. David was in a dark place, right? In a cave where most of those were written. And he was praying to God. A relationship with God, connected to God, right? And you can go in the Psalms where he said, I meditate on the word day and night. Y'all, let me give you a secret. David, at the time, there was no Bible. There was no book like this. They had scrolls. Now, these scrolls weren't small. David was not in a cave running from the dude trying to kill him, carrying scrolls. No. So how was he meditating on the word day and night? You have to understand what the word is. The word is God and God is spirit. David was literally just meditating, period. He was like this, with his hands open, receiving energy. He was meditating in the cave, and because he was learned how to still his voice, he knew who God was. Be still and know that I am God. Right? Y'all, I'm telling you right now, these are the secrets. David was meditating like one of them gurus. I promise you. He was meditating like one of them gurus. Look at that. Y'all, David meditating, right? Meditating on his law day and night. Now, this is the secret we learn in the New Testament. All right? I don't mean this to be about church, right? I'm just helping anyone that is in a church or anyone that might be a little scared to do this kind of stuff. Understand that this is exactly what David was doing. This is what they were doing. When Jesus left, the apostles were in a room for like 40 days, 40 nights. They came out and they seen angels. Y'all, their spiritual eyes was open, right? These people came out of that room. These apostles came out of that room with power that Jesus didn't even have. Paul was able to walk by someone and his shadow healed them. Someone had to touch Jesus for him to get healed. Right? What is that? Y'all, his aura was wide. If you listen to a lot of this stuff, or Dr. Joe Dispenza, you learn that through meditating and focusing on your heart, you build a shield, an aura around you. All right? The more you fast, it'll grow. Y'all, there's a lot of secrets. I'm telling you that. But ultimately, be still. The stiller you are in your mind, body, and spirit, you will know who God is. You will connect. You will be in this divine place in your imagination. You will see, you will hear, you will feel amazing things. Amazing things. So, emotional vibrational chart. Depending on your emotions will tell you exactly where your vibration is, right? And the most of the time, the only reason you're feeling those emotions is because you keep thinking thoughts that cause you to feel that, right? So through meditation, you can gain a whole new perception of those thoughts. You can let go of the ones that you don't want, right? You can understand the ones that are within from the past, right? Because a lot of this is just triggers. You can understand the triggers now. You can let go of it because you understand it, and because you let go of it, you can raise up. Y'all, detach from your thinking. No more thinking, right? Break free from thinking, and watch how life just gets a lot better. And any thinking that does not stop, that's God telling you, hey, you need to deal with this. You need to let this go. You need to understand this. A lot of us are going through things over and over again in our life because we never understand it. All right? So that's another thing that happened to me in my closet. I would sit still and the thinking would not stop, and I'd snap out of it. That's when God showed me, no, your brain is a receiver. He showed me like this. It's like I seen a box and it was going in and out, in and out, in and out. And the only thing that stayed in here is whatever I gave energy to. So we're getting all of these thoughts, right? Which we can slow down, because the more we don't give it energy, it'll slow down and stop, right? So he showed me that. But there were certain things that did not want to stop. Like thoughts about my past and my dad. I used to hate my dad, right? But through me not attaching to the thoughts of my dad and just watching it, by me watching it and not giving it energy, it like freed me up. And God gave me, he just told me, right? It's like I just knew. It's like I knew that everything my dad ever did for me in my life was to help me. Y'all, the second that right there entered my mind, it replaced the subconscious programming of all the hate I had towards him. And life has been different ever since. We haven't argued. There used to be a time where we would argue every time we were around. And that's not like I used to hate him. But then I stopped hating him. I thought I did. But the programming from some of the things that happened in my past were still there. Right? So every time we were around, even though like I was glad to see my parents, we would always just end up butting heads. Why? Because those subconscious thoughts are running in there. Even though I don't know it, it's happening. And it's manifesting what's about to happen in your life. So through meditating and seeing these thoughts pop up and just letting it go. Nope, bye. Staying present. Next thing you know, that stuff ended up leaving and opening up the door for God to give me understanding. And understanding, yes, Joshua, you can find this in Proverbs, is one of the best things ever. We need understanding. The more understanding we have about the spirit realm, about God, about our energy, about who we really are. We are a soul living in this body. This body is spirit, right? Because what did I say earlier? At this deepest core, we are energy, and each atom is 99% empty space. That empty space is what? Spirit. So spirit is everything. Everything you see, everything you can't see is spirit. Your soul is who you are in your body. Look at that. And knowledge of the Holy One is understanding for through wisdom. That's so far. All right, y'all. So through meditating, I was able to let go of the thoughts and energy within. It allowed God to send understanding into me. And I was able to see how every single thing my dad ever did in my life was for me. Everything. Every situation that I thought was bad or hated, I had this brand new perception. And now it's like, man, I love being around them. I love going to them, you know? And they like even he has a different perception of me and understanding of me. Because there was a time where he thought I was just this crazy religious dude carrying around a Hebrew Bible. He used to say, "Oh, you're Jewish now?" And it was annoying. It was annoying. We would butt heads. I'm like, "What do you mean am I Jewish? You realize that your God, you call Jesus, is Jew." I would say that. But that was wrong. All right? At that time, I was just controlled by my mind. I had a thought, and it just came out of my mouth. You know, some people talk without thinking. That's a real thing. It's because they can't yet until they meditate and separate from their thoughts. Now, some people are separate, but they think that the thoughts are them thinking. So now they're just choosing, damn, what do I want to say? What do I want to say? Right? But if you're on a low frequency and you're just receiving low frequency thoughts constantly and you're thinking that that's all you, now you're just choosing from a bunch of low frequency thoughts and none of them are really good. The Outwitting the Devil is a great book, right? It's written by the same author of Think and Grow Rich. And in Outwitting the Devil, he says that he has a conversation with the devil, and the devil tells him, I am the negative side of everything in this world, in the universe. I'm the negative side. God is the positive side, right? So look at this chart. Up here, what is God in the Bible? God is love, right? Experience the peace and joy of God. All of this is God. Down here, what is that? That's the devil. So if you're on a low frequency, what your receiver is receiving from the divine is all this negative stuff, right? In that book, the devil says, I manipulate 98% of all humans by planting seeds of fear and making them think that they are the ones thinking. So if we're on a low frequency and we do not understand that these thoughts are not us, right? You can be separate, but if you don't understand that this is not you, now you're just choosing from a bunch of thoughts that you think is you just thinking and choosing. When really, the devil's manipulating you. And now you're, regardless of what negative thing you say, you're about to hurt someone's feelings. Right? So that was me for a long time when I first got to God. My brain would just go, but yes, I was detached because I was praying and meditating, so it's like I was seeing, but I didn't understand that this up here is not really me. I'm supposed to be the soul that is aware of the thoughts. I'm the awareness. I am the one that's aware of it. Like when we meditated and you felt your heartbeat, you just became aware of your heartbeat. You were no longer your heartbeat. Because right now, as you're listening to me, you're not aware of your heartbeat. You are just in your body. Why? Because you're using this body to listen to me. But as you be still and you become aware of your heartbeat, you become aware of your energy, at that moment, you are spirit. You are that awareness. You are I am. All right? So, raise yourself up. You do that by letting go of the thinking, quieting your mind, all right, letting go of a lot of the fleshly desires that we have from the past and stuff like that. And then asking God for understanding, massive amounts of understanding. It says in the Bible, the word of God is sharp like a two-edged sword, right? Able to separate bone from marrow, able to separate spirit from flesh, I believe it is. The word of God. Remember this, y'all. When the Bible says word of God, it's not talking about a book. It's talking about the word of God. It's talking about the spirit, right? Now, this is the beautiful thing. That spirit spoke through men these words that are written in the Bible. So it is the word of God. But in the Bible, it says you do not need a teacher to teach you, for the anointing within you will teach you all things. That is exactly how, and then it says in Romans, right, that those who think that they are the child of Abraham or Jewish, right, that have the law will be judged by the law. But those who don't have the law, the Gentiles, right, show that they are God's children based on the good deeds that they do, showing that the word of God is within them. They don't even have the Bible. They don't have none of that. How do you think the people in China or people in India or anywhere in the world can go to heaven and be saved? Because it's all automatically within us. We've just been manipulated by the devil, so now we need a physical book to take us where? Back internally. Everything is within you, y'all. Everything is within you. Everything. That whole Bible is within you. Every part of it is within you. You just might not know where to feel it yet. Why? Because the Word is God, and God is within you. Yes, exactly. There was no Bible in the beginning. There was a Spirit. There was God. And that God is the Word. Right? And that God and Word spoke through man. He told man, hey, write this stuff down. Because I know pretty soon, people are going to be so manipulated by the evil one that they're not going to understand anything within them. They're going to close their eyes and hear negative stuff and positive stuff. They're going to be lost. So, if you can all write this stuff down, they can see all of you guys had this relationship with some divine being, and then they will figure out the truth. And the truth will set them free. Alright, so I didn't mean this to be religious or anything like that. I want you guys to know, just like in the Bible, he says, cast down every vain imagination. Cast those things down. Meditate. Spend time meditating. Go on YouTube. Learn meditation. Right? Don't think because it's a Hindu meditating that it's wrong. No. Do it. I promise you, y'all. Listen, there's more Indian and Chinese people in the world, in their countries, right? How many people are in China right now? How many people are Indian right now? Way more than America and way more than Europe. So they're doing something good. The Bible says that God told Abraham, I will bless you like the stars. Who's blessed like the stars? Indians who are Hindu, Chinese who are Buddhists. They're doing something right. So don't just throw them away. That's what I'm trying to say. There's good and there's truth in everything. We need to meditate, y'all. And we need to meditate the right way. So pray, right? Praying is having a conversation with the divine. It's not just your words. It's really your energy. It's really your imagination tapping into your emotions and letting that out. Which is exactly what Sarah did in the Bible. I believe it was Sarah. She was barren. She was supposed to. She ended up having Samuel, right? But she was barren, and she cried and cried. And the priest Eli seen her. Hannah, thank you, brother. Hannah cried and cried and cried, and the priest Eli seen her crying and thought she was drunk. She said, "No, no, Lord, Master, whatever. I'm praying." And then God rebuked him. Said, "Hey, she's crying out to me. Because of that, she'll have a baby next year." She didn't say one word. It was all emotions, energies, imaginations. Remember that, y'all. That's how God speaks. That's how he speaks. Now, does he hear our words? Of course. Why? Because we put energy behind it. We put emotion behind it. Right? If you curse someone out, there's some evil emotions in that thing. And you better pray to God that something bad doesn't happen to them, because now you're asking God to do something bad. Anyways, does anyone have questions? I hope this is good so far for you guys. Does anyone have anything? Y'all, this book right here is very, very good. Oh, I'm over here. And there you go. Don't believe everything you think. It breaks a lot of this down. So this is the thing with me. I told you guys that in my closet, God was teaching me a lot. Right? He did. What happened was, though, is I would go back to my pastor and he would say, yeah, that's good. Or, yeah, I don't know about this, Brandon. This and that. Da, 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 da. And then there was confusion. Right? So from that point forward, I would always run into certain videos. I would run into certain books. And these books and these videos were saying the same exact thing that the Spirit of God was telling me in my Bible. Facts. 100%. Every single thing that I was hearing in these videos, in these books that I was reading, I learned in my Bible or learned in meditation. Right? Because what I would do is I would go into the closet, right? I'd pray, I'd thank God, right? Until I felt like I was in this place. Really until I cried. right? But then I learned you don't have to cry every time. Most of the time you're crying is because you're releasing what shouldn't be there. If you can learn to just stay in that good place and not allow anything to come back, which is also Bible, right? Jesus set someone free from a demon and said, hey, don't go sin again because 7 more will come. Well, what is sinning? Right? Sinning is not just all the rules in the Bible. It's every single time God says, hey, don't do this or go do this, and you don't do it. It's falling short. God said, hey, go make calls, and I don't do it. I end up going and get food. That wasn't the part of the plan. So there's a good chance some of that food might not be too good for me. And then next thing you know, I got some negative energy, some demons. I'll be real. I call it that. I don't care. There's some times where I'm demon possessed. It's not like the movies that you think. It's literally more just like some energy within you that's heavy and needs to go. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some powerful spirits out there that will take over and have you talking rubberish and the most, which was kind of what my last call was about. Not the last week, but the one before that. How when I was fasting, I didn't want to help this guy, right? It's not that I didn't want to help them. Let's put it this way, right? In the Bible, Jesus was getting tempted, and the devil said, hey, jump off this cliff, your angels will grab you. That's just a thought of suicide. Jesus knew, though, that thought was not him, right? So I knew this was not me not wanting to help this guy. Some spirit was telling, hey, don't help this kid. Don't worry about it. He should go help himself. I was hearing it, and for a second, I started to attach to it. And as I'm trying to text this dude, it's like, man, I really don't want to help it. I kept giving this thing energy. And that's when I heard the Spirit of God say, you don't want to help people? I could take your life right now. In the Bible, multiple times, God sent spirits to go live in people. I believe one came and lived in me for about 3 days and wanted me to do the most. I kept seeing visions of just horrible stuff. So what did I do? I'm like, yo, Lord, I'm sorry. Father, I need you right now. I will help this kid. I'm sorry I even gave that thing energy. I'm sorry. I was worshiping. I was singing. It was crazy. Yo, a lot of times when you are just having fearful thoughts, what do you say? Spirit of fear. It's a spirit. If you're too scared to see, like, because again, these movies got it all jacked up. They got us thinking some nasty, ugly spirit's going to come in and live in us. First of all, most of these spirits are beautiful. All right? They were angels in heaven. Now they're here. That doesn't mean they're ugly now. All right? But it's a spirit of fear. If you are having fearful thoughts, it's a spirit. It's a negative, it's a low frequency energy. I don't even want to say negative, right? Because I believe there is no good or bad. It's all just your perception. But there is high and low frequencies. So, the spirit of fear is one of them. Anxiety. If you're always having anxious thoughts, anxious feelings, that's a spirit. That's good. Right? That's a spirit. So, it's all just energy, and you can literally let it go by not entertaining it. That's the key. Do not entertain and watch it all leave. And the more you actually put energy on higher frequency, on God, it'll be a lot easier. Because a lot of times you can just sit there and it'll end up leaving as you ignore it. But if you do something like sing, or you do something like dance, or you do something like work out, right, while you're aware. I work out, like I'll be on the bike for 30 minutes. The one that just stands there, right? But the whole time my hands are like this and my eyes are closed. The whole time. I'm literally just sensing my body as I work out. Literally. Even the other day when I went to the gym, I'm on the Stairmaster. For 20 minutes, I did the Stairmaster. That was the first time I ever did 20 straight minutes on a Stairmaster ever. The whole time, though. Damn, I feel fire. The whole time, though, I am sensing my body. Right? I'm not letting the energy be at my legs, because I realize that every time that happens, it's like I don't last as long and my legs start getting pain. I raise it up. I raise it up here. Always up here. And I'm sensing it. I'm feeling it. Then once it's up here, it's like my imagination starts to kick on. And now as I'm on the Stairmaster, I'm visualizing myself look amazing on the Stairmaster. I'm visualizing this be easy. And I've been doing this. So to me, that's exactly why it was so easy to do 20 minutes. Now for some of you, at 20 minutes, probably like nothing, right? But for me, at the 10-minute mark, I was about to die. Every time I've ever done a Stairmaster, I was about to die. But the last few times, I'm just visualizing, right? Because I'm sensing my energy, I'm visualizing. Time flies like that when you're visualized, by the way, all right? And I'm seeing myself do the Stairmaster like nothing. Next thing you know, I literally was doing it like nothing. I could have went for like another 10 minutes, but my wife, she wanted water. She literally texted me because she was doing a different workout. She's like, hey, can you get me water? I'm like, yeah, in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes came. I'm at the 15-minute mark. I'm like, I'm going to go another 5 minutes real quick. And I'm just in there. I'm just like this, visualizing my goals, visualizing everything. Yo, there's times when I feel like I don't want to do this call. And I'm like, nah, shut up. What? That thought ain't me. I rebuke you. And then I'll visualize myself doing the call. And as I do that, I get the ideas for what to talk about. I always ask for strength to lift heavier, and yes, yo, it does. Ask and you will receive, man. Can you give a breakdown on how to get the tax delinquent list from the county website before the call finishes? Yes, I could definitely do that. So yeah, man. Thinking, it says why you're thinking is the beginning and ending of suffering. Yo, you're never going to be able to stop all the thoughts. What you want to do is become aware of them. All right? Let them go. All right? And then become present and stop yourself from thinking. The more you can stop yourself from thinking and just become aware of your energy, raise that energy up to a better place, the better you will feel. Remember that your emotions are just a guide for where your frequency is at, all right? And also, what your emotions help you know whether or not something is from God. If you are about to do something but you don't feel right, like you feel like this lower frequency, you feel anxiety, you feel any of that stuff, that right there isn't it, all right? When you have a push or God is like, hey, go do this. When you go do it, you will feel amazing doing it. You won't have any thoughts. You'll just be in this flow. When you truly pray, meditate, and raise yourself up, and then you get this intuition push, this thought like, hey, go do this. When you start doing it, right? When you're doing it, I'm not talking about before, because before you start doing it, you'll have all these thoughts like, nah, don't do it, or this and that. No. When you're doing it, you won't have a thought in mind. You will just be in this flow. You will feel free. You will like, I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. Like right now with you guys. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing. Before I started, well, maybe like an hour before I started having thoughts like, hey, just tell them next week or tell them tomorrow, or this is that. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's not me, first of all, so you can be quiet. And second of all, how would I look? That's just horrible. No. And then I took some deep breaths. That's one thing that I learned, y'all. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Why? Because again, the wind, the breath is spirit. And that's exactly what we want to fill ourselves with, spirit. So I did that a couple times. And as I did that, then I start to just see me on this call, doing the call. And as I see that and feel that, man, I feel amazing. I'm like, oh yeah, it's about to be a good call. Anyone else have questions? Because we are an hour and 3 minutes in, so I'll answer a couple questions, and then I'll show you how to get a tax delinquent list. Unpredictable. I'll show you how to get a tax delinquent. Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to tell you how to do it, because showing you is different. Every county is different. Plus, this is more of a mindset call, so I like to talk about our mind. That's why I definitely need to do more than because Chris Mills is going to be doing Thursday call every other Thursday, right? But I know you guys have questions more throughout the week. So if anything, maybe I'll do this mindset call every other Thursday, every other Tuesday, and I'll try to hop on more often. And I also see the Get to Work tab over there. Yeshua was on there, and so was Aldo today. I'm gonna try to get on there more. But y'all, you can literally get on there, right? And it's a call just like this. Y'all can put the camera on. Y'all can do work together. Y'all can show each other what y'all doing, right? I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow because I've been going ham lately. I've been on this desk all week, every day. So I might as well just get on there and do work with you guys because that'll be fun. And in there, you guys can ask me more. Leah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Anyone have any questions before I what the hell is this? Oh, Telegram. Yeah, no. Decline. Anyways. Thank you. I do, man. So what I do is damn, man, I wish I had give me 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. I'm gonna scroll through my pictures. If I can't find it within a minute, then we're just gonna go to this thing. Because I believe I had a picture of it. I had a nice vision board, man. And my dogs did, man. Right, what the hell? Give me 1 second. Alright. Someone was calling me on Telegram. It's just vibrating nonstop on this phone. Alright. Dang, my vision board. Okay, so I know this is definitely a couple years. Thank you, Leah. Alright, so unpredictable. So you can obviously use PropStream to pull a list of tax delinquents. But if you want to get it from the county, most counties are pretty easy. What you have to do is go to Google, type in the county you want. So let's say Hillsborough County or Pasco County, Florida, and then type in tax collector. When you go into that website, there is usually, you have to search for it. This is the hard part. But there's always a reports button. And so let me see if I can do it at least for, let me see if I can find it for the, Pasco real quick, or Hillsborough. Let me see. Can y'all see my screen? It's just a Google Chrome blank. We'll see. Look at man right here. I think it's this one. So this is how it looks, right? And then from here you can choose public unpaid taxes. This one also works. Public unpaid real estate account, RE account. Tax vehicle is a delinquent report. So you have a couple of different reports. It's been a while since I did this, I'm not gonna lie. So we're just gonna choose let's see if I do the let's start with this one, see what happens. Damn, 62,000 records. Let me see what happens if I choose one of the other ones. This is usually how it looks in a lot of the counties. So this one has 77,000. I'm not sure which one it is. If it's, do these have address, property address? Let's see what this one is. Property address, unpaid. Okay, so this just says unpaid. So I think it's either one of these. But how did you get to this? That's the thing, right? So Hillsborough County Tax Collector. So coming to this bad boy, and this has definitely changed since the last time. Let's see, taxes, property owner tax. All right, so we're gonna open up a couple new tabs real quick. Let's do this one, but there's a report. There's usually a report button, which it might be in there. But before I leave this, let me just make sure there's not a report button somewhere else. All right, let's go to one of these other ones. See, this was the hard part. It's always a little difficult actually finding where the report is. It's crazy because I have this linked, and this came from one of these websites. It's just a matter of finding where it is. But there's usually a record search. Let's click on this one. Actually, it might be here. Bam, property tax. No, this is not it. This is if you're actually searching individual reports. Real estate. Bam, there you go. So I did record this. You can come back and watch it. Somehow I found it, right? Every county, if you go to their tax collector and you play around, you're really looking for the property taxes and reports, right? So you got to find where that is. But once you find that, it's one of these, unpaid, and you can really just look up all of them. Unpaid real estate taxes, unpaid, I think, it's really one of these. Or all of them, both of them. But you see, there's 62,000 records on here. That's the problem with pulling from here, is they're all just properties. So what we can do is, though, real quick, let me take one of these. If I take this address right here, actually, okay, so this is also only 2024. I think you can also change this. If you click the little question, see, it tells you how to, if you want multiple years. So this might only be 1 year. You can okay, so let's try this. We're in 2025, so 2023. Let's do 22. 2025. Should be changing. Oh yeah, it did. Wait, did it go down? Let me put 21. Nah, see, then it just went back up. So this, you just have to play around with this. Because if you can get this working properly, doing this the right way, so that you can get, properties that are, or let's try this, in or before 2021. So that equals 2020. Let's try that, 2021. Let's do 22. Look at that, 4,500. Okay, so this is good. This is good. We're getting somewhere. So this means that there are 4,555 records in Hillsborough that are tax delinquent 2022, 23, 24. That's 3 whole years. So if I take this so this is the problem though. When you do it this way, it's showing you every single real estate in all of Hillsborough. Not just houses, not just land, everything. Right? And then, so, what you can do is you can have PropStream. If you have PropStream, well, first of all, let me see if I put this address in here. Odessa. See what I mean? This is a whole big house. Dang. That's why this is. See, they didn't pay last year, but it says that they paid that. And there is no tax delinquent on this, so that would not be updated on PropStream. Where'd it go? Oh no, see it says, where'd it go? I'm not looking at the right one. Let's try these other ones. ultimately, this is how you find it from the county. Tax total. Okay, let's try this one. Equals. Let's do 2023. Nah, 22. Amount owed. Is there now? Here we go. Let's not. Yeah, sometimes this is very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. So once you learn how to really operate this, it can be beneficial, especially if you come into PropStream, right? So you can download this whole list, right? 4,267 properties. You can download the whole list. You can download the whole list, but you're gonna have commercial, land. You're gonna have all kinds of properties. You can upload the list into PropStream, but this costs more money. All right. They have a feature called, I forgot what it's called. It's like an extra $30 a month. If you don't have it, it'll be up here. It'll ask you every time, do you want to get it? But you can import a list, right? If you import the list, I know I just imported a list. What did I call it, though? You can import a list, and then once you import the list, it'll show all of the properties, all of the names, all the addresses, and then you can come up here and you can choose one of these, or you can create a new one, right? By doing that, you can choose land. It'll go ahead and show you only the plots of land that are in that vacant list from the county. But yeah, that's how you find the list on the county, my brother. You just have to go to the county tax delinquent list automator. Yes, if with list automator you can upload lists, not just download lists, but you can upload lists, and then the same way you create filters, you can use the filters to filter out all the commercial properties, all the houses, or if you want to only do houses, you can click single family. You know, using these filters, same way you do if you pull a list. Because you already have a list, you can use the filters up here or create more filters up here to be able to remove all of those extra properties. And these tax delinquent lists are going to be the most up-to-date list that you can find. So if you can, scrub this, learn how to use this, upload it up to PropStream, that way you can really scrub it even more and remove all the commercial properties and, mobile homes or whatever it is that you don't want to target. Then you'll have a solid list, yo. No problem, unpredictable. What's your name, man? What's your name? But besides that, y'all, I appreciate your time. This was a good call. I hope it was good for you too. Any more questions before I hang up? I got you, my brother. So, the board. This is what I would do, right? Get yourself a big board, blank one, right? And then go on Google. That's all I did. I'll show you that real quick. All right, let's see. So this is what I did. I literally would take a picture of praying hands or spiritual retreat. I took a picture of this, right? I took one of these pictures, right? Take one of these pictures, $100,000, or write your own, even better, right? Took a picture of a Corvette, right? Everything that you want to manifest in your life, create it on your vision board, right? If you want a team of, you want to build a business, so that's another picture that I had. I literally have a picture that's in a very nice like office with a whole team in it. All right. So you create those things, but the key is visualizing it in your head. Right? So though I had it at the time of me making it, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what really needs to happen. Right? I would just look at it and then that's it, you know? And then I just stopped looking at it because I got discouraged. Little did I realize a lot of the stuff on there, the second I started really thinking about it and imagining it in my mind, was the second it started to happen. Like me eating a lot more fruits, right? Now I love fruits. Fruits that I never liked. For instance, papaya. The first time I had a papaya, I thought it was disgusting. But then I was like, no, shut up. My body was created to eat this. This tastes good. I literally was saying that internally and externally. Now, I literally had a papaya today. I'm like, damn, I can't believe I thought this was nasty. This is so fire. Yo, I ate the seeds and no, I didn't chew on the seeds. I just swallowed it because I heard that that's good for digesting and killing off all the toxins within you. Yes, parasites, right? And that's another thing. I learned that all of that toxins is also low frequency energy. So if sometimes you feel stuck, it's because you need a detox. You need a fast. Fasting is so fire spiritually, but it's so fire for your health. It's all the same. It's together. As you're fasting for your health, you're fasting for yourself spiritually. Why? Because it's all energy. Them toxins is low frequency energy. Your body wants to vibrate high. Yeah. Man, I honestly love doing this. This is fun. But I don't want to keep any more of y'all time. I really appreciate all you guys. VJ, I appreciate you for posting the links. And I make different vision boards. One on my phone. Fire. Yo, this is one of the things I have on my phone. It says daily routine. And then it says pray, meditate, journal, create content, read, ice bath, workout, real estate, edit. Most of this should be done before 12 o'clock. Actually, all of it except for real estate, that's all day, and the edit's last thing I do. All right. That's what I'm trying to master and create just on a daily basis. Yeah. It's literally right there on my vision board. I mean, not my thing, right there. Bam, right there. I took a picture of it and put it on my phone. But, my brother, take these pictures, put them on your phone, download the Walgreens app, put them in there, and go to Walgreens, print them all out. Go to Walmart, get yourself a nice big, what is that called? I'm not into, I forgot what it's called, but big board, you know? I don't know what it's called. Poster board, yes. Get yourself a big poster board, right? And then take those pictures and put them on the poster board. But just remember, it's not just about looking at it. It's about really visualizing it internally, right? Take the picture, put it inside of you, close your eyes, and feel it like if it's real. Jonathan, what's up, my brother?
Peace and love, my brother. How's it going?
Good. I don't think I've ever seen your face, and we've talked so many times on the phone.
We've talked so many times, did a couple deals, of course.
Yo, Jonathan's a beast, y'all. If y'all got any buyers or sellers, he's a beast, for real, for real.
Yeah, I'm currently doing the overnight shift, but definitely tuning into the mindset class today, and I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, my brother.
For sure, and then definitely working on that deal we got going on in Poinciana. I reached out to the attorney today, just not to interrupt you, but reached out to the attorney, still waiting on the update.
I appreciate that, my brother. I'm working on Peter, man, because he sent me an agreement to be signed, ready to go. And I messaged him back saying, hey, man, you sent me the wrong agreement. He was like, I'm so sorry. That was the wrong Brandon. And then he sent me an email saying, hey, we're going to have to wait till April 1st. And then I emailed him saying, what do you mean? You said that we can move forward. He still hasn't responded. So I'm hoping he can push it through. I'm feeling like he will push it through. So we're just gonna believe that he will push it through. That's what he said originally. Exactly, 100%. 100%, my guy. That's it. You just gotta see it happen, and it all works out. It all will work out. I'm gonna hold him to his word, and yeah. But y'all, sure. Jonathan's a beast.
I thought to say what's up so that we could definitely see each other, face to face, and definitely connect.
Yes, sir, my brother. Yo, you right there, man. We definitely got to link up for sure. I'm in Orlando.
Kissimmee about an hour and a half from you,
For me, you're about an hour. Yeah, I'm in Zephyr Hill, so I take the back road. But bro, I used to work in Kissimmee. I used to drive there from Tampa every day. So I'm definitely the drive ain't no problem. Yeah, I-4 does suck. It's horrible. Actually, Joshua, you're over there too, aren't you? Orlando area? Sarasota. Oh, damn, forget it. That's a whole different area. We got to link up too. You're not that far. Shoot, one day I'll take a trip to the beach. Honestly, a lot of us should link up. Anyways, y'all, I really appreciate you guys. Ozzy, we'll talk soon because I'm going to PR, so hopefully we can link up. And who else is on here? Barbara. Barbara's a beast. Yo, Barbara is locking up some deals as we speak. She's going to get some nice deals for us. So I'm excited for that. Honestly, I think I'm doing deals with.
They're coming.
Facts. Yo, we got some good ones. That Jessica chick is gonna be a good one. She's gonna sign. That I'm not even worried about. Honestly, it's like I already see this deal, and I seen the deal close, and I seen me sending you about like $4,000 to $6,000. You feel me? So
Nice.
that's definitely gonna happen. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Hearing Jonathan speak just now, because I have somebody in Marion Oaks, and they at first they agreed to the contract and everything, but then the daughter came back and was like, "Hey, I want to send this to an attorney to look it over." So I'm just kind of preparing for what that conversation would be like, even though the seller, which is the mom, already agreed to it.
So I'm gonna let Jonathan. Jonathan, how does those conversations with the attorney go for you? Because obviously it's working.
Yeah, usually it hasn't been the first time I've dealt with an attorney. It's been a couple times. We've done it. We've actually closed deals, working with these attorneys. Usually the sellers just want to kind of get, better understanding of our processes, and if there's something that they can even move forward with and get done, of course, and something that they want to trust as well. I mean, and as far as just talking to the attorney, we just kind of go about it the same way with the sellers, kind of guide them through our process, the terms and, the terms and clauses that we need as far as, the agreement goes in order to make these deals happen. And then once they have that understanding, I mean, everything else just kind of goes smoothly,
Hey.
But it is kind of a back and forth because, right now you have 3 different parties, plus we're working with branding buyers as well. So it's all kind of like connecting all the moving parts together and having everyone aligned so that everything just works out, But it does take some time, reaching out to these attorneys, especially through email. That's how kind of Brandon and I do it, where we just attach, these attorneys to the emails along with everyone else, so we are all on the same page.
That's fire.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and sometimes it can be intimidating because we're dealing with law firms and these attorneys, and so it kind of gets into like legal issues. But we're here conducting real business, and we have a team, and then we're doing real business, as I mentioned, with real developers and buyers. So there's nothing to really worry about as long as we're confident and we know what we're doing, of course,
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
That fear state of mind, which can happen to all of us. And I've been doing this for about 1.5 years or so. I've been studying the game for 2-3 years. I'm saying YouTube, like Mill said in the last call that we did, but it's still nerve-wracking. It's still something that we got to push through and get over as far as the fears that can come to our minds, but definitely get over that hump and just staying positive and consistent.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Yeah, Barbara. One thing that he said is that I love is the understanding, right? Just explain them the process, right? This is so I have my process, and my process is what it is, right? The EMD is what it is. The due diligence is what it is. The closing date is what it is, right? I just have to understand. I have to explain to them so that they understand why it is what it is, right? Yes, be transparent with them. Just explain to them why everything is the way it is. This is our process, but as long as this process goes the way it needs to go, your client's about to have $50,000-$60,000 in their pocket. Simple as that, right?
And usually, dealing with these attorneys, they can actually make or break the deals because they sometimes want to get advice to their clients, which are the sellers, how sometimes they may, suggest a higher amount on the earnest money deposit or a faster and a sooner closing. And so sometimes they try to force the hands as far as, the kind of moves we can actually make. But as like Brandon just said and I mentioned, as far as we give them, understanding of our process and how it works and the requirements and our standard policies, working with these builders go, they must understand at that point that this is the only way we can make this feasible, and that they're willing and to move forward and, allow us to, give us this opportunity to work with them. Then it's a win-win for everybody.
That's fire.
Right.
And then one more thing, right? So, like they just said, be firm on EMD. I did shut that thing down, and I usually do, right? But I almost killed one deal by not giving more than $500, right? And I rarely ever do this, y'all. Everything that I say is the same with everyone. Nothing changes, right? Like the last call, don't break. If it ain't broken, don't fix it, right? And I was so firm on that I almost killed a deal, right? But the attorney was excuse my language, but he was an asshole. He just was. That is what it is, right? But I'm like, man, the seller wasn't. The seller was cool. The seller was willing to move forward. But the attorney was like, nah, he needs at least, $2,000 or $3,000 EMD. And I try to explain to the seller, the attorney, why we need $500. And at first, the attorney was cool with it. But then the next day wasn't. So then I'm like, this. And then the attorney's like, oh, I searched you up. I seen your company and you have all these bad reviews, this and that. I'm like, okay, that's a lie. Because my company doesn't have any reviews, right? What are you talking about? And if anything, if there is anything, it's going to be good. Because I haven't had any bad situations, right? So I told him, I was like, sir, I'm going to be honest, that's a lie. And honestly, on the phone call right now, you're being disrespectful. We'll just leave it at that. And that was it, right? But then I'm like, God, in my spirit was like, hey, just talk to the buyer, see if you can get more. So I'm like, damn, I should have just tried that. And I did. And the buyer was like, hold on, stand firm. Got me to $1,000. Sent the dude $1,000. And I think I sent him $1,000 before he went off. The next day he went off. And then I'm like, this guy is something else, man. So I called my buyer. I'm like, hey, man, I'm so sorry. But this attorney is an asshole. I literally gave the buyer the attorney's information and said, you know what? You can have the deal. I don't even want it anymore. I don't want to have to deal with this guy. Don't worry about paying me. You can have it. Right? Because he wants $3,000 at least, and he's not moving forward. And he was like, hey, hold on, stand firm. Let me see what I can do. Like 2-3 hours later, hits me up like, hey, Brandon, I got the $3,000 approved. This is the guy who will not move from $500, which is why I don't want to ask him to begin with. Right? But he has done other stuff for me before. But just no. He gave $3,000. And then I called up my JV partner who bring me the deal. I'm like, hey, listen, so my buyer decided to come up $3,000. And I'm not calling that attorney back. So if you want to, you can call him and say all of this. I told him exactly what to say. He got that thing under contract with the contract that I gave him. And we're doing a deal. Just so happens, though, it was a probate. The halfway through the closing, the title company's like, hey, is there a probate done on this? And there isn't. So now we had to convince the seller and attorney to do all of that, which is probably another 3 months or 2 months. This all happened like in November or October, something like that. So still closing, still moving forward. At least we better, because he's been closing some Spring Hill lots lately. I mean, I'm pretty sure they haven't said anything. It's been months, so. But yeah. Be firm. But if they're not moving, go call that buyer. For real. And let that be the last resort. I'm talking about the very last. I'm talking about like, you spent 98% of your time trying to convince this guy and standing firm. But, hey, you know what? I'll try to get this more money, right? You want that to be the last thing, because you don't want to be asking your buyer for $3,000 on every deal. No. You want that to happen once a year, all right? So, probate deals, another term need to be from the seller. Ouch. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Anyways, y'all, I appreciate your time. It's late. And I'm out.
All right, good night. Thank you.
Nah, thank you. Thank all you guys for real. And go hard tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.